Welcome back, Founding Champions. Well, guess what? Today we've got some news. Onslaught is coming. Go and look at your screen. Excuse me. Hammer Hall. Oh, I put it on the ground again. How about that? Does that sound better? Hammer Hall, the twin-tailed city, has long stood between the realms of fire and life, a beacon of the god king Sigmar's righteous glory. Where once the ruinous powers spread their dark influence like a plague across the mortal realms, now Sigmar's chosen warriors force back this scourge with hammer and shield, erecting, giggity, magnificent storm keeps in their wake. The brutality of the environments that house these grand citadels is a testament to the importance of the realm gates that stand within, for Sigmar is aware that denying the dark gods passage to these gates may finally turn the war in his favor. So he's building giant city fortresses around realm gates so that the chaos cannot use them. Now Hammerhall finds itself on the brink of collapse. Legions of dead rise from deep within the urban sprawl, turning its twisting alleys into bloody battlefields. However, that is not all Sigmar's champions must face. The forces of chaos and destruction, each with their own desires, begin their march upon the halls of Hammerhall, looking to claim the Stormkeep for themselves. So it's a very big objective that everyone wants to hold. And I think destruction is just there because they want to fight. And Onslaught is coming. New features, weekly campaigns. So test your mettle in a new single-player campaigns that see you taking on some of the mortal realm's most deadly adversaries. These opponents are not for the faint of heart, unleashing units and magic that other champions could not control. These challenges will cycle on a weekly basis, with a new one arriving every Wednesday, taking place over 4 battles with increasing difficulty. Alright, so every week we're going to get a new we've seen this already. We've seen, a lot of challengers come up. So we've seen this already. They said they're going to get harder every Wednesday. Next up, new tutorial. It's good for new players. Tutorial games are now presented for new users of the app. But let's get real. I think a lot of us veterans are going to try it out anyways and play the tutorial. These can be skipped if you'd rather learn as you go. Or maybe if they even give us the option. Champions Challenger, the Terror of Hammerhall. Keldric now Shrouds and his undead legion will make their presence felt within the walls of Hammerhall. The Necroquake may have passed, but the restless dead still trouble the living. Defeat this challenger to earn yourself an exclusive card back. Keldric will not be haunting Hammerhall forever, so keep your eyes peeled and strike when he makes an appearance. So when he pops up, go ahead and play him, otherwise you might not get a chance a second time. It sounds like he might pop up a couple times though. Improved Deck Builder. You can now select a card back and a playmat to be used with each deck. So every time you pop open a deck, you get that specific playmat for that specific deck. The deck builder now has cards scrolling in a list from side to side, making it easier to drag cards down to your deck. Oh, that's nice. I've noticed that you really have to go sideways then down with the card. You have to drag it that way, otherwise it just won't work. But it's good that they've made that change. It's a lot more intuitive, sounds like. And now I don't have to play, well, I never really used mats too much anyways, but now if you're playing a destruction deck, you can automatically have a destruction mat without having to go back and change. So sort of automatic. Next up is all gold values have been multiplied by 10. So if I got 10 gold, I now get 100 gold. Okay. Your balance, all rewards and all costs in the game will have been multiplied by 10. This has been done to give us more granularity in costs and rewards for future update. Okay. Sure. Okay, take it as you will. They're giving us more gold. I mean, can't argue with that. Bug fixes and changes to the user interface. The deck selection and mission screens have had their aesthetic improved. A number of in-game animations have been improved so they work more clearly and in some cases quickly. That's good. Quick animation, that's definitely what we wanted. Proving ground opponents have been tweaked to make them a little easier to defeat. Okay, that's good too. Because unless you had a really hardcore deck, you pretty much weren't going to beat them. You kind of had to throw a really good deck at them. So this helps a lot of people that don't quite have the cards or capability to defeat them. So I like it. I like the changes. I can't argue with any of these so far. There's no negatives for me to really input or improvements. I think that a lot of the things we've been talking about, quicker animations, they put that in there. More rewards, so you can. I'm guessing with the gold, you can get more
more cards. Improved deck builder, we asked for that, we're getting it. Champions Challenger, I mean, no one asked for that, but we're getting it, whatever. New tutorial, we asked for that, we're getting it. Weekly campaigns, that's just something they kind of put in there. I don't remember seeing it be asked for that, but we're getting it. It seems nice, too. It doesn't sound like they're taking anything away or giving us something we really don't want. So I see only positive improvements with this, at least so far. Next up, we do have this. Balancing the Game Part 3. So it's very short, so I'm going to go over this very quickly. This is a series of the 2-week installments. We're finally on the third, the last installment, where they are trying to make balancing updates because Gordrak right now is really insane, and right now it looks like you can see they're affecting stacking units because we recognize that stacking is pretty insane. This is not what a lot of us expected. We knew stacking was insane and something maybe needed to be changed, but we didn't quite think of this. So this is you know, this is news. This is definitely news to a lot of us. So as part of our ongoing examination of game balance, we are making a change to the stacking tag. This will apply from the latest update and will end with the launch of Onslaught on November 27. The current description of the way stacking units can be deployed as follows. So this is the way it used to be, this one right here on the top. So you can put a stacker on top of any unit, basically. Now it's going to say this. The wording will be as follows. Stacking units can be deployed on top of any other stacking unit. So you need that your base unit now has to be stacking. Whilst the controlling champion is engaged up to a maximum of a stack of 3. So you need the maximum is the same. Nothing's changed with the max. New units cannot be deployed onto a stack while there is a unit already in the process of being deployed onto it. So if you're about to deploy a unit and it rotates and then you get like a blessing that draws you guys that you can deploy, you can't put them there yet. So I think a lot of you have already seen that in the app. A lot of us have already seen that. So if you're playing, you know, if any blessing allows you to suddenly play a dude, it's very rare to have that happen. But if you're playing Destruction, you get that a lot with Ushering of the Wall. So that's the biggest time you would see that. This change means that a stacking unit cannot be deployed onto any unit in play. The stacked on unit must also have the stacking tag. It has been implemented globally and thus affects death cards as well as destruction. So they were more trying to hit destruction versus death, but it's just going to hit everything. So far, the data generated from these tests have been invaluable in providing insight into the overall meta result that the game provides. We greatly appreciate your understanding and patience while we perform these tests. I guess in England they use whilst rather than while. Anyways, so that's the only change, actually. That's the only rules change. We did a lot of speculation on different kinds of rules change, but this is what we got, and I want to see how it goes. I think it will balance a little bit, but I think the biggest one I wanted to see was a champion cannot rotate more than once a turn, so that slows down turbo rotation. So that kind of just universally gets everybody. This one just kind of nerfs stacking, but stacking is sort of this OP effect, ability, mechanic. But guys, I do want to thank you for watching. Go ahead and post your thoughts. It's fine. Post your thoughts below. Tell me what you think. Was it enough? Is it too much? Is it not what you expected? Is it what you expected? Were you one of the few people that saw this coming? Go ahead and post that below. Like I said, a lot of us knew that stacking was insane, but we didn't think that they were going to just hit stacking. But they seem to just hit stacking and nothing else. So I do want to thank you for watching. I hope you have an outstanding Monday. But, you know, happy Thanksgiving coming up for you Americans out there. And hope you just have an outstanding day. What did I say that? 4th time? All right.